It makes me sick to my stomach to know how good this build is. Get it? Sick? Because it's a poison build. It's a poison and rot build, and it makes me sick. No, not really. It actually makes me really glad knowing that this build is extremely fun to use. What's up, everyone? My name is Scrub the Tarnished. I am a somewhat new Elden Ring invader. Been doing this for almost a year now. No, I think we can surpass it being a year. I've been doing this for about a year now, and I've been enjoying it. I played the story like almost 20 times, and I wanted to try invading, and here we are. So this is a level 90 build. It started as a bandit because we got to get that dexterity in Arcane, and it's a poison build focused on poisoning and rotting people, and then I got some bleed weapons as well for when the poison hits, so then I can provide more pressure to the formula. So it's got like 40 arcane and then the minimum strength and dexterity requirements to wield the weapons I want to wield. I'm wearing the mushroom crown so that I can get that extra poison boost as well, or that attack boost when you poison people, and then I have the Kindred of Rot Exaltation as well to get that extra attack boost when poisoning people. So I really like this build because there's some things in it that are just straight up mean, but poison is a really good affinity to use, especially like lower to mid game builds. Like meta level or anything past that, it's not really worth using poison unless you just want to get like some like attack buffs, but I don't know, I feel like at level 90 a poison build just fits right. But yeah, so here we are with our first fight. We're dealing with two wizards and then a Game of Thrones sword user. I'm just gonna call it that sword because I know it's called the Grafted Blade Greatsword, but I mean, come on, it's obviously the Game of Thrones sword. We know who wrote the story to this game or helped direct, right, or whatever. I don't really know like what level of involvement George R.R. Martin had with this game. I know a lot of the lore in the story, it has a huge influence from his works, but at the same time, like we know how FromSoft and Miyazaki is with their storytelling and their thematics. Like both, I don't know, it was a good combination. So because of this game, I watched Game of Thrones, and I've only watched it once, and then I'm excited for House of Dragon, except it's not as House of Dragon just isn't as satisfying as the original Game of Thrones. It's good, but I don't know, so Game of Thrones, the Game of Thrones sword. But yeah, so you see me pull out the Rivers of Blood here because with how stupid all of these players are being with spamming, like I thought I had to pull out the Rob to be a little mean to them. So because of that, I was able to get like one part of the Ash of War on him, and then I put Stormcaller on this halberd because I can't use the Stormhawk axe, so I'll at least put Stormcaller on like a weapon. So I have that to my quick swap in case I need to pull it out for situations like that. And because of my Rivers of Blood, look at that wizard go. This is a reminder to level up your health. But because I procced a little bit of bleed from the Rob Ash of War, that bleed proc during that Stormcaller Ash of War. So my favorite part about this build is using the Antspur Rapier. And so what I did, I put Poison Mist on it, but bleed infused it. And that host did not want the smoke, and he just gave up. This was my first time throwing a roped feeded pot on a player after killing them. It felt good. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good, because don't just expect to get anything out of just spamming projectiles at me. So get shit on. But I mean, it's not an excuse to throw a roped feeded pod after every kill you get. I think that's rather disrespectful. So you gotta use it at certain times. But yeah, no. So like I said, I've been really enjoying this build a lot. It's a very squishy build, so I don't know, this build has been teaching me how to be more exact with my openings when to attack. But as you can see there, I needed to get rid of the Phantom that was fighting the Godskin Apostle right there, because if that Phantom were to win the fight, I would have gone home. So it's kind of a process of elimination when it comes to these kinds of boss fights. I really love the Godskin Apostle. That's one of my favorite fights, boss fights in this game, because I love his moveset. I love the Godskin Peeler as a weapon itself. And I don't know, it's a fun fight. I enjoy that you get to fight him how many times in this game? 4? Wow. Now that I'm thinking about it, FromSoft really likes to recycle certain bosses in this game. So yeah. But he was of good help in this fight. I don't understand how his fireball didn't hit the Phantom, but it is what it is. He was able to help me get rid of the host. Like, see, no damage whatsoever. Yeah, I do not understand, but yeah. I said in a previous video, shout out the Phantoms that don't engage in combat after the host dies if they're still alive, so shout out that Phantom. I know you had very terrible internet, or was just far away, but yeah, shout out that Phantom. Here we are at Mount Gelmir. I really love level 90 invasions too, because you get to invade a lot of different places. At meta level, you're kind of just stuck at the mountaintops or the consecrated snowfield or the Halig tree. There's not really a lot of variation when it comes to where you invade at meta level. So I'm seeing a lot of different places to invade. Like, I hardly get Mount Gelmir invasions in general. So level 90 is fun. I think this might be one of my favorite level ranges to invade at. But as you can see, I buffed up the bear with my my aromatic jar. I forgot what it is. And the host did not want the smoke, because that bear is insane to fight. And I do not blame, well, I do blame the host for quitting out, because don't be a wimp. Come on, finish the fight. Does anybody... One of my favorite things about Halo 3 was the marketing. It was the finish the fight. And that stuck with me. I remember Halo 3 was my first Halo to play. And I was like 7 years old when that came out. And... I had no idea what the heck was happening in the story, because obviously I did not play the original 2 games that was its predecessor. But either way, it was like one of my first shooter games, and I fell in love with it. But I just love just how cool of a character Master Chief is, and just like the messaging behind, I don't know, the Halo games. I mean, I don't know. I miss that era of Bungie. Instead, we have Destiny 2. I tried playing that game for like a couple months, and I recognized quickly how boring it is, because it's the same gimmick. Oh, let's go on a raid. Okay. Oh, let's go on a raid. Okay, you ready to grind 20 hours to get one item? Yeah. I was not ready for that, and I did not enjoy doing that. And I know sometimes you gotta spend like an hour or something just to grind a weapon or like a armor piece in Elden Ring, like the marionette bird helm, like that. There's a very small drop rate when it comes to that, but it's like my favorite helmet to use, as you can see in my profile picture on YouTube. But yeah, so this is one of the longer invasions. The thing about level 90 is that invasions don't go by as quickly as compared to that of like meta level invasions, because some people don't have the proper upgrades on their weapons or in their stats, or mostly the weapons. Like that blue wizard at the first invasion obviously like leveled up their health maybe 10 times, and so they were able to die in 2 weapon swings. But yeah, no. The pacing of level 90 invasions is a lot different compared to meta level. And some invasions even go on. That was so anime right there. I've watched that clip over and over again. That jump was so cool. But yeah, so as I said before, my armor is very squishy with this build. So this has been teaching me how to be more calculated with when I attack in my openings. So like in the first invasion, as you saw, I was just running around playing dodgeball most of the time, and then I had to wait to get a certain attack, or like a window to attack. But yeah, so I tried to bring the host and the phantom over to where that omen is, and those commoners that have like that veil across their face that cast Deathblight. It was weird. That spot in the game is weird. It's the only spot that has enemies in that uniqueness, or I don't know, because you don't see any other omens or like commoners casting Deathblight. So I wish there's I hope we get a little bit more articulation on the thematics of like sleep, madness, and Deathblight in the DLC. I'm excited. So I don't know if this video will be posted by the time the DLC comes out. Maybe the DLC won't even be out. Maybe the 22nd or like the 25th of February comes and they'll drop the trailer for the DLC, but they won't release it. I don't know. This is my first FromSoft game. I don't know their gimmicks when it comes to releasing stuff, but I don't know. I'm eager. I want DLC, and I want it now. Yeah. So here's me being mean with the Anspert Rapier again. I love using Poison Mist on it because when you cast it or like use it as an Ash of War, players just love to walk into the Poison Cloud for some reason. I don't know why. They see green cloud and they think, ooh, I'm gonna just walk right into that and poison myself. But when you use the incantation, the Poison Mist incantation, I see nobody walk into that. So it's just like, I don't understand the difference. But yeah, so I was able to drain the Phantom of his Estus and was able to go for the finish right there. No idea why he decided to cast Golden Vow and remain idle for me to jump attack him, but it is what it is. We take those wins. Shout out these golems as well for being of great assistance in this invasion as well. You could see in the earlier in this invasion I was trying to swap to the Radahn's bow, but I don't have the or like the strength requirement to two-hand it, so I was like going in and out of my inventory trying to access it, because you have to press A to say like, okay, I understand that I need to two-hand it in order to actually use it. But I kept on like exiting out of that. It's a muscle memory thing when it comes to like hard swapping. So, but yeah, we managed to get rid of the host and the Phantom, and they are now pooping their pants because it is the poison build. So, yeah, GG's, you guys. Yes. Like I said, there's a lot of variation in locations to invading at level 90. Like Rat, the Flame Peak, and these guys are about to go to fight the Fire Giant. I don't understand how at plus 17 or plus 7 Somber they're going to make it through the Fire Giant, but it is what it is. So I don't know what was going on with these players. I know they were very kind to at least greet me before fog walling me, but I invaded them for a reason, so they had to go down to Gravity. So that was a pretty cheeky Gravity kill. Shout out Gravity. I think I might do a Gravity build, but there's not a lot of whatchamacallit. A lot of uses for Gravity. Sure, you got the Radahn sword, the Rune's Great Sword, you got the Gravitas Ash of War, but if you want to use like the Gravity spells, you have to have a lot of intelligence. So it's like, obviously a strength like intelligence build based off of Gravity would be cool, but you can't really use, I don't know, like you would have to have like a level 200 build to use both those spells and weapons in one build. Otherwise you would have to either choose to maximize your strength or maximize your intelligence. So I don't know, there's some weird like split stats when it comes to like making certain builds, but I'm figuring it out. So here we are at the Forbidden Lands. We had okay, so I love we have some L1 and L2 spammers, first of all, but I love people that use dual daggers because that moveset is just so, like, it's like a maniacal, like, moveset. You're just swinging your arms around. Like, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder how many swings it is to use dual daggers, like, with the full moveset. But yeah, we love some good old Reduvia spammers. I'm thinking about making a Reduvia build at level 40 and just like using dual Reduvias and L2 spamming like this guy is. Because the the blood loss bleed up on the Reduvia L2 is immense, but the damage from the weapon itself is very little. But yeah, so like I said, Stormcaller is a very good Ash of War to have on certain weapons. I put it on this halberd because not only does it proc poison and bleed, not as bleed as much as poison, but it's just good to have it on a weapon where you're running around doing some turn and burns. This is like my, oh, I need to run kind of weapon. You may be asking yourself, Scrub, how do you have 5 of the same talisman? That is a very good question you might ask, and the answer is I asked people for them. Do I only need one? Yes, I do, because there's no reason why I would need to access the other 4 in any circumstance, because I just go to my first talisman slot and then press up on the D-pad, bam, I have the Crimson Sea talisman right there. So, I don't know. I guess it's more like a subtle flex, so yeah, if you remember, there's a trading community in this game, which I know is kind of looked down upon by the developers themselves. They want people to go actually play the game. Play the game to unlock these things, but like I've become Elden Lord almost 20 times. I do not want to play the game over and over again. Like my first playthrough was 167 hours, and now I can play the game and get through the entirety of it in like 60, like maybe 55. But yeah, so it's fun using the Ant Spur Rapier because you can kind of bully people with this build, and just let Poison or Scarlet Rot do the rest of the work, and then Clap. I've been using the Clap instead of the Point Down a lot because I'm trying to be a little nicer, which is ironic. But yeah, that is the video. This guy, his name is Sickly, and it's a Poison and Rot build at level 90. And I'm going to display the stats right now. It's very fun to play. Expect another video soon. So I got 47 Vigor, the minimum strength and dex requirement, and then 40 Arcane for that good build-up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Comment what builds you would like to see me showcase next, and I'd be more than happy to do so. And I love you. Be good to yourselves and have fun with whatever you're going to do after you're done watching this video, which is right about now.